Hello and welcome back. Today I'm going to go over what are the 4 causes of loss in job satisfaction. To me, in my experience and what have I found in my clients, those being work-life balance, recognition at work, opportunities for career development, and communication. And I'll break down each of these 4. So first, work-life balance. If you feel like you have to bring your work home with you and you have to constantly wear that stress of work and always think about it, it's gonna make you not like your job as much. We need to be able to separate from our work when we get home for our family and for ourselves. Not saying that you're not gonna think about it, because if you love what you do, you're gonna think about it. But I'm saying if it gets to a point where you overly stress and you can't sleep, that's at a point where it's too much. And work-life balance doesn't necessarily exist anymore. It's more work-life integration. And if we think if there's a line in the middle, one side's work, one side's balance and a personal life, we need to be able to weave back and forth along that line instead of going all the way back and forth. So you need to strike that balance. Each part's still gonna be integrated in with each other, but you need to be able to balance those and not be overly stressed, be able to sleep, be able to take time with your family, be able to take time for yourself. With that, if you find that you are overwhelmed and areas aren't as in check as you'd like them to be, take the balance wheel down in the description below. This balance wheel looks at all areas of your life, not only professional, but relationships, health, and resources as well, taking in all areas of your life into account and helping you look at all of them and focus on them all, and maybe show you a little bit of where you need to improve. Anyways, on to the second point, recognition at work. When you go unnoticed for the hard work you do, or you work really hard for a project and then your team lead takes all the credit, or you don't get recognized, it can be quite discouraging and make you not like your job as much. Now, I'm not saying that everything you need to do needs to be recognized, because sometimes you just need to do the work that needs to be done and move on. But there are times when you work really hard on something and the recognition would be nice. And that's where you need a positive leadership team and people to come in and be able to give you that encouragement, because work can get hard and stressful and there are projects that are difficult. And when you work really hard to persevere through that, it's nice to have a team that encourages that and a leader and a manager that drives development and growth and in a positive way. So recognition at work is very important for job satisfaction, because when we feel like we're getting recognized, we feel good, and that's important. And that's what at least I've noticed in my experience and in my clients' experience. Now, the third thing that I find that is very important to job satisfaction is opportunities for career development. When we have something we can drive towards, that helps us stay focused and deal with the day-to-day inconveniences or hardships for that matter. If you know that in 1 or 2 years you have a chance for a great promotion, you're driving towards that, or you can continue to grow your business, or whatever job or career you're in, if you have something to look forward towards, you're gonna be better at handling the day-to-day inconveniences. And you want to make sure that your skill is being used to the full potential as well. So at work, if you feel as if you are not getting utilized to your fullest extent, you're going to be looking elsewhere to get that feeling and feel as if you are being used properly. So make sure that you are able to show your fullest potential and utilize that, because that's very important to feeling good. And that's what I've found. If I found that my skills aren't being utilized to this fullest level, or I'm not being appreciated in that second point, it makes it hard to continue to go to work and be satisfied with my work. Also, you don't want to be stagnant. As I just mentioned, you want opportunities for growth and opportunities to change and level up. So with that, you don't want to be just stuck at one position and know you're going to be there for 5 or 10 years. That would be depressing, for lack of a term, for me at least. I wouldn't want to just stay at the same position. I want to continue to grow, move up, do different things, or whatever that is. And this isn't exactly related to opportunities for career development, but I do think that belief in what you are doing is very important. When I've talked to my clients and people close to me, when they lose belief in what the company is doing or what they are doing, you don't want to go to work. You're not motivated by your work. a lot of that satisfaction disappears. So you need to believe in what you're doing. If you believe in what you're doing, it can overcome a lot of other things, skill deficits or whatever. When you truly believe in something, you are driven to the maximum and motivated. So it's very important to have that belief in your work and in what you're doing and in the company. And this brings me to the final point, maybe one of the most important, but communication. Communication and transparency is key in a workplace to feel satisfied. If you feel you're left in the dark in decisions and things of that nature, you don't feel part of the team, you're not going to be bought in. You're not going to be motivated to go to work. So personally, I really value open and honest communication. Whoever I work with, I want them to tell me the truth, good or bad. And I'd assume a lot of you are like that as well. So if you value open and honest communication, you need to be in an environment that has that. And if it doesn't have that, they could take away from your satisfaction, because without it, it leads to lack of trust and satisfaction. You want people that are going to be honest with you about your work, because that makes you better, number one, and it's going to help you develop your skills and things of that nature. So it makes you better. And also, another thing that's not exactly related to communication, but is very important, is when management or higher ups or leaders communicate policies that you are expected to follow and then they don't follow them. In my experience, I've had a few jobs where I've had managers and leaders communicate efficiency and accountability for things and needing to be always busy and things of that nature, but then I turn around and I see them in a group of 3 talking and laughing, and it's like, when I see that discrepancy, it makes me not motivated. It kills trust and it kills motivation for my job. So in my experience, those are the 4 causes of loss in job satisfaction. Hopefully those were helpful and gave you some insight. It can be other things too. These are not the only 4, but this is just what I found in my experience.